And remember that you're safe. Remember that you're surrounded by love. This says you are safe, you are protected, and you are guarded by divine love. Somebody needs to hear me right now. You are safe, you are protected, and you are guarded by divine love. Divine love. Nothing can get past it. It surrounds you. Now, leaning into that, trusting that, living from that space of knowing allows that space of knowing to be available to you. Does this make sense? You've got to make a space for that in your life through your belief structure in order for that to be able to really be available. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to this space. So thank you for being here. Guess what we're going to do? All right, so we did it one other time so far on our beautiful Awaken pod, this space of us. We've done this particular thing, one other video, one other podcast episode, and the response was really, really good. You guys are so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of the emails, for the direct messages, for the comments, for the thumbs ups, for the whatevers, sharing your love. Thank you for it. But we did a oracle reading here on AwakenPod. We did just one. And wow, like you guys spoke and you were very, very excited. You really liked the information. You liked how it was presented. Some really big shares were sent my way. Some really deep, personal insights were shared with me that they were gained by watching that oracle reading, by listening to what I had to say about the energies and the cards and how oracle readings work. And we did the energy session at the end. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you didn't catch that episode, it should just be about probably 3 eps back from this one. So it'll say real big on the front, on the thumbnail or on the description, it'll say oracle reading. So if you want to check it out, you can. It does give a background on how oracle cards work. Like, how does a reading work? Like, how does a deck of 44 or however many cards relay such precise information and such deep guidance? So I talked about that, and then we did a reading. We did a couple readings. I think we did 2 or 3 readings. We did a relationship reading at that time, and we did also what does Spirit want you to know right now, and then I think what is important for the next 30 days or something like that. What's the most important thing to focus on in the next 30 days? So the deck I'm using is the Acasma Oracle deck. And this is a deck that I created myself. And I actually sell this on my Etsy shop if you're interested in Oracle deck cards for your own use as well. And so I talked about this in depth. I talked about how I work with Acasma quantum energy. And I talked about the energetic keys that are in that teaching, that modality. And I talked about how those keys are actually in this deck as well. So sometimes when you get a key, I think there's like 5 or 6 of them in here, that is allowing you to understand working with that key would be helpful to move the energy, to assist the energy in the most beneficial way. So it's not only an oracle deck, it's also like an energy reading deck in a sense. It reads your energy and it does offer you the opportunity to see what would be helpful to work with if you get a key, in the read. So that's all in that video. If you want to go back and you want to take that deeper, that's all in that video. But the response The response was so good. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to start doing a reading a month. So right now, that's where we're at. And so if you go back about 3 videos, you'll see the one before this one. So maybe every 3 or 4 videos, I do a reading for that space of time and for that area of energetic connection. But we talked about this in the other video as well. I'll reiterate it here. No matter when you're finding this, it's designed by you to be found by you at the right moment. Yeah. So even if this video is really old and it's dated for a specific month and year, and you're like, how can this still be applied to my life if I'm at a different time than when it was released? The energies that are available in the information and the insights and in the guidance, they're timeless. They're vibrational spaces, connections, flows of the field itself. And the registering of that is based on the now that you're in, without a date, without a timestamp. It's just the energy. So if you found this, whenever you find this, you found it according to the alignment of your energy. You designed it and aligned it, we like to say. So take that into consideration and allow if you choose. So we're going to do another reading today. We'll ask a couple of questions and we'll talk a little bit about the answers we receive, and we'll allow the space. So one of the things I always do when I work with any oracle deck is even if I've just worked with it for another person or for myself, but I'm going to take it into a new space. I'm going to read for somebody else or another group or whatever it is. One of the things I always do is I allow myself to tap it, to like clear it. So I like to share insights and information as I hold these podcasts so that if anybody's interested, they can take that away with them as well. So it's not just a reading, it's also some information that might be helpful. So for me, there's lots of ways to clear. But for me, one of the ways I clear a deck is I just place it in my left hand. I take my right hand and I hit it 3 times. Did you see that? And then I will also take my right hand and I will kind of just move the cards back and forth in my left hand. And sometimes I'll blow on them. And I'm just kind of thinking, feeling, allowing, clearing the cards. Another really cool thing that you could do with your cards if you have your own deck, and even if you've had the deck for a while and you're like, oh, I wish I would have known that in the beginning. It still works just fine right now. But you can take the deck when you first get it and you can just hold it while you're watching TV, just kind of like play with it in your hands while you're watching TV. You don't have to be asking any questions, just kind of getting used to the feel of the cards, the way they slide, the way they move. And you're placing your energy all over the cards by holding them. Some people will even put them in like a little satchel. All my cards come in satchels, so they don't come in boxes. I just do a little like cloth bag that they come in. And I don't have books either because I want you to learn how to use your intuition. And so I'm like a new level of oracle deck reading, if you will. I want you to trust yourself more and more and use the cards and your insights to allow yourself to glean the information. But I do offer a PDF on my website for 1 or 2 of the decks I sell. I sell a few decks on my site because some people said they're just not ready to totally trust themselves yet. Could I please help out? So I did a PDF on there. So that is available that way. But some people will put the cards in a little cloth bag, a little sacred satchel, and then they'll place them right by their bed or in their pillowcase. Yeah. And they'll sleep with them right near them or in their pillowcase for the first few nights to just kind of really imbue the cards with their energy. Does that make sense? So that's a little extra info if you want it, you know. But I do like the clear factor, 3 pops, and then just shaking the cards back and forth. And then when I do the reading, when I ask the question, I will kind of speak it over the cards, and I kind of imagine that as I'm doing that back and forth motion with my hand, that that question's being touched energetically to every card, so that the ones that align with the most clarity of resonance with the question to relay the answer for the question or the guidance being sought will be able to come forth more effectively or efficiently. So that those are some key points of how I read and what I do with the cards. I mentioned this before. I'll mention it again here. There's these cards are a very limited space of connection to get the answer. So we're asking this question, right? That we're seeking clarity on or guidance on. And we're giving spirit, universe, consciousness itself, the unified field of limitless potential, a specific amount of cards with a specific set of meanings to answer a question. So keeping that in mind, that sometimes the answer might need your intuition a little bit more to tweak it, because it's, you're working best you can with what you have to work with, but sometimes and always your intuition is going to be a very valuable asset to your readings. Does that make sense? Okay. And sometimes the way the cards interact with one another plays a really big role as well. So by itself, it might have a specific meaning, the card, but then when the card is with another one or two cards, it brings out a deeper level of understanding of the cards as a whole. Does that make sense? Okay. I usually will do a 3-card read most of the time, unless it's like a client hires me for a big question or 2 or 3 questions, and they want like a big spread. Then I'll do, probably 15, 20 card read. But I usually do a 3-card read. And when I do even when I do a big read, either way, really, to share this information with you if you'd like it, I always let the cards come out as they want to come out, or as I'm guided to grab them out, like if they're like just totally sticking up, but they didn't fall or pop. But I feel that's one of the cards. But I always allow the cards to all come forth, and then I turn them over and I breathe into it, and I just kind of be with the cards, the message, the story, the information they're bringing me, right? And I will start moving them around, because they do tell a story. They do answer a question. They do give guidance. But many times it's clearer in a certain layout. So if I move them around while I'm feeling into that and discerning, the answer becomes even clearer. They support each other even better in a certain way. Does that make sense? So, all right, let's see what we're going to get today. We're going to ask for a general understanding first. We'll go with what does spirit want you to know the most right now? So what is the most beneficial information you could have right now to assist you in right where you're at in your life? Okay, so everybody's at a different space in a different way, but we do have the commonality of expansion of our consciousness, of the remembrance of who we are coming in more and more, that we're, allowing this authenticity of ourselves to rise. We're allowing this remembrance to land and to expand. And so we all have that commonality to different degrees, but we all have that commonality. And then we have these kind of very specific, unique spaces that make up the lives we are individually experiencing, right? So keeping all of that in mind, knowing that this is going to speak a little differently to everyone, but at the same time have that underlying connectivity. Okay? All right, so what does spirit want you to know right now? What is most beneficial for you watching me right now, hearing me right now? What is the most beneficial thing, information for you right now? Yes. All right, let's see what we get, okay? Okay. Okay, we have a jumper. Oh, we have two jumpers. Ah, we have two jumpers. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. What does Spirit want you to know? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow, this is huge. This is a really big reading. Oh my goodness. And we shuffled the heck out of these cards and we got some cards that came in last time. So we're still in this alignment of really moving through these energies, but we're getting a really, really powerful message. Okay, hold on. Give me a second because we've got 5 cards. Let me just organize them a little bit here. I got to feel into them. I got to breathe. Okay. Oh, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh. Listen to your heart. Okay. Okay. All right. This is a fantastic reading across the board for every single one of us. This is so beautiful. Now, let's take it and let's break it apart and understand the message that's coming through to us from Spirit, which is a space of ourselves. Yes. So the first card, what is most beneficial for you to know right now? So things are not what they seem. Somebody has to laugh and smirk at that one, because in general, we've known, right, for a while now that we've awakened and realized that much of what we've been told about who we are and about the world around us and it's just not accurate. It's distorted, and it's been created to create fear and to create divisiveness, because that's controllable and that feeds a certain narrative and a certain alignment of energy that's been doing its thing for a long time in humanity. But things are not what they seem. Look closer at your experience and listen to your inner knowings. This is also very personal. So for you right now who's hearing me, there's some stuff going on in your life. There's some stuff going on in your life that you're asking you, you're guiding you to look closer at your experience. Listen to your inner knowing. Don't take it at face value. So whatever's going on right now in your life, don't take it at face value. Don't take it for what you see right away, for what you feel right away, but look closer at your experience and listen with your inner knowing. Okay? Then it is very beneficial for you to direct your energy, because whatever you're seeing right now, for whatever degree, for whatever reason, it's creating some type of overthinking, some type of fear, some type of worry, some type of anger, some type of frustration. So direct your energy. Remember how powerful you are. Remember that the way you engage your reflection, your experiences, your life informs the reflection on how to continue to register or show up for you. So you've got to learn to direct that energy. I have to learn to direct that energy. We're just too powerful anymore. We know too much, and the responsibility level is much higher now. You direct your energy. You choose your flow. Remember your power. Remember your power. Don't succumb to the facade. Don't succumb to the distortion. Don't fall victim to this space of separation and judgment or fear. Don't feed it. Redirect your energy. Remember who you are. And remember that you're safe. Remember that you're surrounded by love. This says you are safe, you are protected, and you are guarded by divine love. Somebody needs to hear me right now. You are safe, you are protected, and you are guarded by divine love. Divine love. Nothing can get past it. It surrounds you. Now, leaning into that, trusting that, living from that space of knowing allows that space of knowing to be available to you. Does this make sense? You've got to make a space for that in your life through your belief structure in order for that to be able to really be available. So your things are not what they seem. Look closer, trust your inner knowing, direct your energy, remember your power, you're safe, you're protected, you're guarded. Now here we go, guys. Are you ready for this? What do we need to know right now? So we just took care of our energy. This is very much connected to the divine masculine. Very much connected to the divine masculine and the healing of the divine masculine. If we want the divine masculine whole and healed, we've got to realize things are not what they seem. The story that's been sold to us, told to us, fed to us about the divine masculine, whether you're a man hearing me or you're a woman, it doesn't matter. Things are not as what they seem. We've got to direct our energy. We've got to remember our power. We've got to choose our flow, and we've got to remember that we're safe, we're protected, and we're guided by divine love. And allow your right side to release what it is ready. And then the masculine energy is clearing in your life at this time. So if you're a woman, the relationships you hold with your father or father figure, your husband, your son, your uncle, your brother, your dear friend who's a man, like your relationships, your connection points with the masculine are clearing right now. They can clear even more effectively if you are holding the alignment of trusting your inner knowing, not buying the reflections story any longer. Because if you want a different life, you have to be available to a new perspective, a new interpretation, a new perception. Like the reflection, you have to let it look different. You have to look for the difference. You can't look for the spaces that you've already judged in the past, because then they just get to keep coming. And the now does not get to change. It stays where it's always been. So you have to see things differently in order for things to become different. And then you have to direct your energy to match that belief so that your actions back up your inner knowing. You know, they support it. And then that remembrance of being surrounded by love. This is helping the divine masculine to heal. And if you're a man, this is your now movement as well in your own vessel, your own life, your own body, your own being. And for the woman, it's your relationship lines. Yes, every human being has connection points to the divine masculine and divine feminine within them. That is true. And there are layers to this healing in the way it flows through each person, each individual. But at the forefront of the movement of the healing, if you're talking to a woman and she gets a reading and the masculine healing is happening, her forefront, her first place of that healing is going to be her relationships with men. Then it's going to go into her own individual vibrational alignment in connection with the masculine in her being. And then it's going to go through her ancestral line as well. And if you're a man, it's going to start in your own being and then your relationship spaces as well, and then back through your ancestors. And we don't need to really get in our heads about it. It's happening, period. But a lot of times people like to kind of pick it apart a little bit and get the specifics. But allowing your right side to clear. So anybody hearing me right now, possibly dealing with some ailments on the right side of the body or repetitive type issues on the right side of the body. This can be anything from a sore right knee to an achy right side of the back, or, you know, the right foot, stub your toe, or, you know, whatever it is. This is the masculine energies moving. This is the masculine energies moving. Let them release what's ready to release. What do? You allow, you trust, you state, you confirm, you redirect your energy. I am releasing what no longer serves. My masculine energies are clearing and healing. And the masculine energy is clearing in your life at this time. So this is really beautiful. This particular card also has an energetic symbol on it. This is not an energy key that I spoke of early on in the video that goes with the Acasma quantum energy teachings, but this is specific to this deck of cards and specific to this energy that's moving. So this is the divine masculine healing energy moving, and this energetic symbol is helping with that. So what could you do with that? You can take a screenshot of this and you could look at it once a day and just take a deep breath and say to yourself, I allow the energy of my divine masculine connections to release what it needs to release and to clear what it needs to clear. And the right side of my body is whole and well. You could get the deck if you want, and you could take this card if you were drawing it in a reading like this, and you could then place it somewhere in your home in a sacred space. Maybe you have a sacred space, an altar, a windowsill that you like with a plant on it, or something, that's just designated as a loving space in the home. And you could just allow yourself to connect with the card once a day, once a week, whatever works for you. But you can look at this energetic symbol and it assists what it's representing, what it's connected with. So with this one, it's the divine masculine healing. There was one more card, and I believe we got this one last reading. So we are really working with this energy. He's not playing games in any way, shape, or form. So things are not what they seem. Direct your energy. Remember your power. You're guarded and you're guided. You're surrounded by divine love. The divine masculine is experiencing a massive healing right now. And divine union is rising. So this is happening across the board. And I do a lot of work with the healing of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. I teach courses on this. I offer group energy transmission sessions that assist this. It's part of what I'm here to do. So it's not, it makes me laugh in a good way that it shows up in the readings so much, because I do understand I have a connection to assisting with this space for humanity. But divine union is landing. It's expanding. Soulmates, twin flames, divine connections are involved. So this is a very healing card coming forth for all humanity. And if you're in a relationship space right now, it's allowing you to understand you're moving into a more healed state of the relationship. If you're not in a relationship yet, but you're open to that, it's allowing you to understand this is a space that's more available than it has ever been before. And if you aren't looking for a relationship, if that's not a space that you find any interest in, it's the divine union within your own being. So it's that divine trinity of the masculine, feminine, and inner child moving into a self-mastery space and a healed alignment of itself, in which its wholeness is running in its vessel, and that's divine union of an individual being. So there's a lot of ways you could read into this, and it all depends on where you're coming from, but these ways are all available to everyone. All of it's available to everyone. So that was an incredible reading, you guys. Like, you cannot make this up. I mean, we just read recently, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, we read, and we got this card, I know, and we got this card. I know that. So this is just like, we're sending this message, and we really want this message to be heard. So I love it. I love it, and I'm really grateful for it. So let's do a little blessing if you'd like on this space together. We'll just seal this with a blessing. I'm allowing this space to kind of curtail itself into a little shorter format. I think it might be more digestible for everybody and for their schedules. So we're not going to go for the full hour this time, but I would like to have a blessing here at the end, and it'll only run about 5 minutes, and then that'll get us close to just over 30 minutes, which I think is very digestible for everyone. But oh, please comment if you prefer longer material or if you like the new idea. I would love to hear from you. So please let me know what you think. So if you'd like to bless this with me, and so all that you heard, all that you connected with this reading, with this information coming in from spirit, which we take a moment now to say thank you. Thank you for these answers.
Yes.
Thank you for this guidance. Thank you for this remembrance. Thank you for the presence of the one within the many. And we allow a space to bless this message in whatever way it's pinging you, in whatever way it's landing for you. We bless this message now. We bless it energetically. I'm doing Acasma quantum energy, and you have the opportunity to allow this alignment, allow this connection, and to be in it with me and bless your life. I bridge people in through the quantum field. It's a higher dimensional technology. It's a higher dimensional understanding that it's creating higher dimensional realities for people's lives. So they're shifting their lives, they're healing their lives, they're expanding their lives. And it's what I do. So all you have to do to make the connection is just allow your breath. Just breathe nice and slow, nice and deep, your rhythm, your way. There's no specifics here, just a nice breath.
Yes.
Beautiful. Just allow the space. Just allow the space. Just allow your breath. You let the body drop. Just letting the body relax. Beautifully done. And just allow this space. There's a lot of energy moving in your hands, activations in your hands. Some of you sign light, you move energy with your hands. Some of you, you're ready to, and your hands are activating right now. Just allow the space. Clearing in the heart, just breathing, please. Breathing, allowing, clearing in the throat, authenticity, expanding, trusting yourself more, alignment, anchoring, grounding.
Yes.
Just breathing, please. Just allowing. That's light language. It's the language of source, of prime consciousness. It speaks to the heart, so everybody hears accordingly.
Yes. Yes.
Beautifully done. Just allow the space, please. Just allow your breath. Yes, beautifully done. Beautifully done. This is a balancing of the divine masculine and the divine feminine.
Yes.
Just breathing, please. Beautiful. 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 just allow the space. Just allow your breath.
Yes.
Well done, Holy One. Well done. We seal this with our love. We seal this with our light. Take a breath. Grounding those energies. Grounding that energy deep into the earth, the new earth herself. Allowing your root lines to run deep, to anchor deep. Feeling the peace, the balance flowing in through the form, the vessel, the nervous system, the body. Allow the peace, allow the balance, allow the grounding. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. We seal this together. Nane yananakua. Nane nananakua. Asabuayi. Asabuayi. Ianakawakia. Ianakawakia. Thank you for being this space. Thank you for being this space. Questions, comments, feedback, please. You know how to reach me. And thank you to all who shared. Thank you. I'm honored to walk together. Blessings upon you, Holy One. Blessings. See you next time. Bye-bye.